welcome to episode 225 of the Parkrun Adventurers podcast. My name is Melissa Ellis, and I'm joined by the man rediscovering his touring mojo, Olly Spake. Please exclude the chihuahua barking in the background, Olly. That's really bad timing.
Oh, no. Hi, Mel. And who are we speaking to in the background?
Oh, I think it's Lucy.
Hello.
We haven't heard from Lucy previously in the podcast.
No. Well, hello, Lucy, and hello, everyone. It's all about dogs.
It seems to be.
Yeah. No, and it was great to go and adventure again. Absolutely. It's really becoming a thing.
Tell us where you were.
This parkrun day just gone, I was fortunate enough to already be handy to a whole gamut of fresh new parkruns that I'd never been to officially. So I went to Greenway in Sydney. So had been there a couple of years ago as part of the longest run, and this time around it was just a little too easy to duck out there, have a nice parkrun, and get to soak in some different surroundings once again.
What were you doing in Sydney?
So this weekend just gone was my lovely wife's birthday.
Ah, happy birthday, Kathy.
And we'd been fortunate enough to have an offer of babysitting a long, long time ago. So, yeah, this one had been on the cards for a while to duck up there, do a couple of things up in the city, and, duck out for a park run. I thought I could entice Kathy to come and join. I did have plans to meet up with a fellow park runner, but in the end it was just me. Kathy took the birthday rest option.
Oh, don't blame her, but I did see the photos that you posted on Instagram, and she looked amazing.
Yes, well, yeah, she's got a good knack at doing that, and it was a lovely time. We got to go and wander the city and really truly see just how quiet things still are, because of course we're still in this environment where we are distancing, where we are being careful, and Sydney without the international tourists had a very different feel to it. I don't live in the city. I don't live terribly close to the city and hadn't really experienced it. So, I feel very fortunate that I was able to go and enjoy it like that. But it really did feel different.
Okay.
But a lovely weekend. Thanks, Mel. Yeah, what about you?
I had another adventure. I had a 5+ hour car trip.
That's a bit bigger than normal.
Yeah, I know. It was an overnight trip, so I did have accommodation. I wasn't just driving up on the morning, and I had a co-driver in my lovely friend Cheryl. So we drove up together on Friday, took the day off work, and we drove up to Ted Scobie Oval parkrun in New South Wales, which was maybe not my Nendy. I've still got Jindabyne sitting there in the background taunting me as my Nendy, but it was a nice 5+ hour trip due north from where we are into New South Wales. So, we had a lovely overnight adventure, just overnight, because I have to be back Sunday morning for junior parkrun. So I can't stay any longer than just the one night.
Yeah, got to cram in the parkrun experience. And what was it like visiting Griffith?
When we arrived there, we just took a walk in a local park to see some art sculptures in I think it was called City Park, and it was interesting to note that the town of Griffith had been planned by Walter Burley Griffin, who also designed Canberra. So that was very interesting to know.
I've heard of a few planned areas by Walter Burley Griffin. Certainly, been quite an influential architect across the countryside.
Yeah, so he planned Griffith in 1914, and one of the things that Griffith is also known for is its Hermit's Cave complex, which is heritage listed. Have you ever heard of that?
I've not heard of this. Very interested.
Neither had I, Olly. And you know what? So when I just initially Googled it and saw that, there's some cave, this is my understanding of an interpretation of what I read. There's some cave in Griffith where a hermit lived for 10 years, and I was like, it's probably some little cave, woohoo, not that exciting, and kind of dismissed it. And to her credit, at the finish line, ED did tell me and sort of point to the vicinity of the caves, because I have to also add that Ted Scobie Oval is sort of situated directly beneath the escarpment that encapsulates the cave area.
Okay.
And she did sort of point and say, oh, yeah, well, there's a cave up there where the hermit lived. And I'm like, some cave where some homeless man lived for a few years. Like, oh, yeah, not that interesting. Well, I've come home and I've actually looked into it and I've Googled it, and I'm like, oh, wow, this is actually heritage listed. This is quite significant, and I'm really disappointed that I didn't go and look at it. So I think a return trip to Griffith is going to be in order, because, yeah, this area, this European immigrant had come into the Griffith area and gone into the caves, and he had a background in stonemason.
I see. Yep.
So he had carved and created and built a whole complex of retaining walls and gardens, and really created a home for himself in this escarpment. So it is very significant and would be obviously really interesting to see. Sad that I drove all that way and didn't see it, and kicking myself. Damn it.
So definitely one for the tourist list for anyone that's heading out to Ted Scobie then.
Don't make the same mistake.
Look it up. Yeah.
Oh, here comes Chico.
Hello, Chico. We've got all the animals tonight. I can hear in the background either you've got the door open or they're in.
Well, there's no point shutting the door, because then they'll just scratch at the door. So it's free for all. The budgies are not on the back deck, Ollie. I haven't bothered. They are in the family room. If they carry on, you're going to hear them.
Yep.
And that just reduces bye, Chico, he's leaving. That just reduces the requirement for you to have to remind me about the budgies, because they're just there.
I hope either they're keeping you in good company, or maybe it's just pity, because I can never remember. But it's good to know that they'll sleep comfortably tonight.
Oh, good grief!
And so another parkrun ticked off. You mentioned it's not your Nendy. That's some trip.
It was a Wilson Index number.
Ooh, which number did this give you?
Not worthy of mention from the Informant, I may add.
Oh, okay.
But Ollie, I have jumped to a Wilson Index of 9.
Ooh, well done. Well, okay. I think I might have already been behind you there. I could be mistaken. What were you before that, Mel?
I was 4.
4. Okay. Yep. No, that's right.
I needed a 5.
Yes.
And now I need a 10.
Okay.
It was, a timely event 5 at Ted Scobie Oval. And I should really describe the event.
Yes.
It is 4 laps of an oval. And while that may seem to be perhaps a little tedious, can I just say it is a very lovely oval. Very wide, green. It's actually 2 ovals on sort of a split level.
Ooh, okay.
So it's just over 1 kilometre around the circumference of the 2 ovals that you need to run, therefore making up the 5 kilometres at the end of the 4th lap. And because of the split level, there is a bit of a hill which you have to do 4 times.
Over and over. A bit of an incline, yeah.
But very pretty and, very enjoyable, very green, very picturesque, a lovely environment for a run. I think Ted Scobie, from what I could gather, is a local boxer, because there was a sign for the oval which had some boxing gloves. So I'm taking it that so the oval was named after some sort of local boxing identity.
Yes, yeah, that was my understanding. Just a curiosity, so what sports do they play on that oval with that much space?
Oh, I don't really know. I'm tipping it's not AFL because when what's that rugby game?
Yes. Yeah, the other egg-shaped one.
I don't know. This is your territory, Ollie. You tell me.
Yeah.
I'm the tourist.
Look, possibly a whole combination, but yeah, I would be guessing there'd be rugby. No, look, it sounds like a beautiful event, beautiful location, and I'm actually quite fond of the Oval park runs. I remember the trip up to Zilmere, and it was quite nice. I liked being able to see everyone. I liked being able to, run on grass, which is sometimes a bit nicer than the hard path. Was this one on grass?
Oh, no. So most of the event was run around a concrete path on the perimeter.
Mm-hmm.
However, there was a section where you have to deviate sort of around the car park, which was over grass.
Yep.
Yeah, a small section on each lap.
And you had a few fellow adventurers.
Oh, we did. Yes. I went up with some Victorian friends, Cheryl, Irene and Path, and we were all ticking off interstate event because we've exhausted our Victorian.
Oh, it's tough. Yeah. So we need a few more Victorian events, huh?
Correct.
Hopefully not too far away.
But we have had some reports come in, Ollie.
Yeah, we've had a great number of reports. So firstly, thank you, everyone. So let's have a listen. Good morning, parkrun adventurers. It's Ollie here. Staying up in Sydney for the weekend, so I thought I'd catch the light rail across the Greenway parkrun and visit it for my first official visit and see it post-lockdown. Greenway is a beautiful little parkrun along a canal and on a nice, flat, hard concrete course. It's, I suppose you'd call it a double out and back, but well attended. You can see a few of the finishers over there, so let's have a chat. So it's Ollie here with Andrew.
That's right, Andrew.
Just finishing Greenway parkrun. How did you go?
Not too bad, just coming back from injury, so I'm pretty happy with it. Did 18:55, I think.
18:55. Yeah. Is Greenway your regular parkrun?
It is, yeah.
Home parkrun?
Yeah, it is. I just live around the corner, so it's fantastic.
Right. What's a PB for you at Greenway?
About 17:21.
Okay.
Yeah, which I got probably about a month, 6 weeks ago.
Right.
Yeah, so
you must have been flying that day because you're flying today.
I was flying, yeah, it's good. It's actually feeling good, but yeah, coming back from the injury, volume is down and just feeling a bit heavy, but it's all good. The car's holding together, so
that's good.
That's the main thing.
Good. Touch wood. Yeah.
Exactly.
I've got a bad habit of jinxing things, so I'm not going to say anything. I heard you talking about running plans and the year ahead. What's your goals?
Yeah, well, I was intending to do a Canberra marathon.
Yep.
But just with the injury, I've decided to go back to the half.
Yep.
Never done a marathon before, so I just wanted to tick it off.
Yeah.
But I just think I'm 40, so not getting any younger, and injuries. I'm just like, I don't want to be injured the whole year.
Yeah.
So I'm comfortable that I can get through the half with my fitness as it is.
Yep.
Might not be hit a PB, but still be able to do it and enjoy it.
Tick it off and enjoy it.
Hopefully not get injured.
Part of the journey. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But maybe later in the year, maybe Blackmore's.
Blackmore's.
Might do the marathon for that.
Yeah. Have you done the half on Blackmore's or any of the others?
I've done the 10K.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. I love the 10K.
So it's still across the bridge for the 10K, isn't it?
It is. I just love that course, the 10K. So that's what I'm torn between the 10K and doing a fast one or having to go at the marathon. We'll see. See what happens.
Yeah. And I see the shirt, the Delta. So you're part of Delta Running Project?
Yeah. I met Jerome from Delta through the Hurt Squad in the city.
Yes.
And then just, as my running improved, just got in with them and did a few sessions with them as well. So Jerome puts programs together, and he's a fantastic guy. Great, it's a great group. Had Lauren Reid, who got the world record parkrun for females.
Wasn't that fantastic?
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. Did you make it out for that one?
I didn't. I was at Shell Harbour that day. Actually.
Right. You were down. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yes.
Yeah, which is beautiful, beautiful course. Very different, as I said, but a lot tougher.
Yes.
The hills and the sand, but it was great. I loved it.
Yeah. So that was your first visit down to Shell Harbour. Second.
Yeah. So I came second that day too.
Yes. Good. Well done. Well done. Any other course highlights you visited across the travels?
Yeah, I went to Fingal Bay in early Jan this year, which was a beautiful course as well.
Special.
Yeah. So it's flatter, which similar to this Greenway one here, which suits me. But that's probably the other one I've done is I was in Singapore last February just before COVID, which was good. So I was glad to get the park run over there as well.
Which one did you pick?
It was the West Park.
West Park, right. Yeah, I visited East Coast.
East Coast, yeah.
Love to get out to West Park.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, look, well done. Thanks for the chat.
No
and all the best for Canberra and everything beyond.
Thanks.
Cheers. All right, it's Olly here, and I'm here with Yash, who's volunteering at Greenway today.
Yep.
How are you?
I'm good, Olly. It's a really lovely morning to be volunteering.
Yeah? You volunteer often at Greenway?
Yeah, quite often.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're in the barcode scanning role today?
Yes, that's correct.
Yep. So is volunteering usually as a barcode scanner, or have you done other roles?
Oh no, like you can do marshalling. Usually I'm marshalling, or I like barcode scanning because you get to see everyone finish.
Yes.
But there are lots of other roles. You can do the timekeeping, marshalling. Mainly that.
Yep. I'll wait here while you scan everyone in here.
As easy as that.
Getting you in action there. And it's a great setup you've got. So you've got people coming through the funnel and across to you guys all distance out, which is good to see. Yep.
Yeah.
How have things been since the return of Greenway parkrun since COVID? It's been a couple of months now.
Yeah, no, it's been great. Actually, it's been quite busy. I think people were just dying to get out and do something as a community.
Yes.
It's actually getting busier and busier now, which is great. It's been. I think it's just been fantastic to see people just out enjoying themselves with their friends.
Yes.
That's been good. Yeah.
And it's a pretty healthy crowd here. So would this be a normal size week in terms of parkrunners here?
This would be. I feel like there's a lot of people here because it's good weather.
Yeah.
This one's
no, thanks.
sorry, it's gonna,
absolutely. Yes. So who have we got here helping you scan in?
Lungi. He's my volunteer puppy.
You're doing a great job, Lungi.
He's doing a great job. He's usually, look, when I'm marshalling, I usually have him with me because it's just so cute and he likes to say hi to everyone. And give him a little sniff. So usually when I'm running, he runs with me. When I'm volunteering, he volunteers with me.
So Lungi, you're the total park dog. You volunteer and
He's a volley dog.
Yes, volley dog.
You're the parkrun dog, aren't you, puppy?
Fantastic, and what a welcoming sight when I staggered across the line.
I know,
there.
right?
Thank you, Lungi. Yeah,
he'll lick anyone.
Yes,
anyone.
Yeah, we need to have a chat with you around distancing, don't we?
No, there's no such thing.
No, not with a friendly pup like that. And so has Lungi done many parkruns here at Greenway?
He usually runs parkruns with me.
Excellent.
So if I could get him his own barcode, that would be awesome.
Yes.
But he's done a fair few as well. He enjoys it. It's again, there's so many dogs here.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, it's just everyone runs, walks. Whatever you want to do.
And look, the paths here are quite wide, so I found a surprising amount of space.
Yeah, and they've actually redone the path here at Greenway, so I don't know if you know this, but there was a lot of construction happening and it was a narrow path earlier.
Yes.
They've widened it and it's looking quite good now.
Yes.
So it's just meant that now, it can accommodate more people.
Yeah.
Nice work. Well done.
No, look, I'll let you go. Thank you very much for talking with me and multitasking there, and thank you for volunteering.
Thanks.
Cheers. So it's Olly here again with Jill, who's just finished Greenway Parkrun, with Harry.
Harry Hoverdog.
Harry Hoverdog. And Jill and Harry, how was Parkrun today?
Oh, it was great. It was probably my fastest time this year.
Well done.
It's nice and flat.
Yes.
Been doing a bit of touristing and we've been to some with a few hills, so not good on hills.
No. Where have you been recently?
St. Peter's.
Yep. Yeah. There's a bit of a mean sting into the hills.
A couple of weeks out a big hill, and last week we were at Kamay.
Yeah.
And that was like rolling up and down. They call it undulating, but
it's nothing but undulation. Yes.
You weren't going up, you were going down.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. Well, congratulations on the fast time, and I'm very impressed to see Harry's tricks here. Harry's a bit of a celebrity.
He is. He's on Running Mums Australia site often, and sometimes I put him on Australian Tourist.
Yes.
Facebook.
No, and look, I think Harry's tricks are quite impressive. He was just answering some questions before.
Harry, do you like parkrun? Very good. That's good. Thank you.
That sounds like a resounding yes. Yeah. No, thank you, Jill.
Thank you,
Olly.
Thank you,
Harry.
Nice to talk to you today.
And you. So I'm here with Rachel, the event director for Greenway Parkrun.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you for thanks for having me, first of all.
Oh, it's a beautiful day for a run, isn't it?
Yeah.
And our shiny new course at Greenway.
Yes. So you were just explaining there's been a bit of work done on the Greenway course.
Yeah, well, I was saying, I don't want to say lucky, but with the COVID shutdown, that's when the council was digging up the course, and I actually don't know what we would have done along the way, because there were months and months and months of a muddy path with tractors parked on it. Yeah. But anyway, it's all wider, flatter, no tree roots sticking through, so it's good.
It's fantastic. I can't think of a single incline in the course. So they've done a good job there.
And I definitely think the word's got out around the Sydney running groups, because there's definitely some very fast people coming along.
I think so, yeah. I was just chatting to a few before who were saying that they almost attempted the world record here instead of Parramatta.
Oh, right, okay.
Back when Lauren Reid broke the female parkrun record.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And so how's things been since the return after COVID for the event and the team?
We went straight back as soon as we were allowed to, and council were really supportive. We got our paperwork through really quickly, and this year we also did a Christmas parkrun, which we haven't done before. So I was really pleased to do that.
Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, a lot of events weren't able or didn't choose to do it. So how was Christmas for parkrun at Greenway?
Yeah, no, it was we didn't have I think we had about 140, so it was a really nice turnout, and I just thought with such a strange year, it was a nice thing to be able to offer people. And Christmas, particularly in Sydney, was quite disrupted with the Northern Beaches outbreak, so
truly.
It was good to have a little shining light or something.
Positivity.
Nice yeah.
And so how long have you been event director?
Since we started it.
Launched it, yes.
So we just had our third birthday.
Yes. Happy birthday, Greenway, and the team. Yeah. And what got you into parkrun?
I think I love the community nature of it. I'm a nutritionist, so I'm all about public health and making it accessible and easy to people. So and when I just see 250 odd people out on a Saturday morning, it just makes me feel really happy.
It's lovely to see, and obviously you've got a good crowd of regulars here,
exactly,
and very welcoming.
And lots of locals volunteers, so it's good.
Yeah. No, look, thank you very much. Any other sort of parkrun highlights on the horizon? Any plans coming up, the local or visiting other parkruns?
Just slow and steady would be good at the moment. We don't want any surprises.
That's right. I'd say stability, but I don't want to jinx you.
Exactly. That's what we like.
No. Well, all the best. Thank you again for having me.
Oh, thanks for having me on the podcast.
And thanks for having a fantastic parkrun here.
Thank you.
That's all from me today. It's another fantastic parkrun morning wrapped up. Back on the tram, back to the city.
So I'm with Dave, who's the event director down at Greytown Woodside Trail Parkrun, and we're at Puarenga Parkrun, or Puarenga Notparkrun today, because there are no parkruns in New Zealand. But Dave was coming up for an event that's also been postponed, and we've just done a freedom lap, one lap of the Puarenga course. So how was that this morning, Dave?
Oh, that was beautiful. The weather's nice, there's no rain. It's a really nice course, very dramatic, lots of different terrain. I wish I'd have done it as a parkrun today, but not parkrun works too.
Oh, you got a bit of a guided tour, really.
A guided tour, I might have got lost without the event director, so thank you for that.
And what did you think to the steam?
Oh, the steam is great. It feels like you're on another world, really.
Well, that's how a lot of people have described us. So tell us about your home parkrun, Dave, because I probably won't get down there to profile it for the podcast because it's a bit of a drive.
Well, it is a bit long distance from here. So our home parkrun is in Wairarapa, in the little town of Greytown, and it's on what used to be a rail trail. So there's a rail line that goes from Wellington to Masterton, and there used to be a spur line from Greytown out to Woodside, which is this tiny little hamlet outside of Greytown, and that's where we start the parkrun, and then we run 2.5 k's down what used to be the railway line, which is now a trail, and then we turn around and come back. And what we don't tell people if they're the first time doing it is that it's really nice and fast downhill going out, and then it's a really sort of challenging slight uphill on the way back, because a railway line you can do that. But it's really nice and scenic, lots of views of hills. Sometimes we have cows who visit us on the course, are very nosy and want to know what all these runners are doing early on a Saturday morning and that sort of thing. But it's really nice rural place, and we get visitors who tell us that they would like to come back.
Well, I loved my visit down. It was August the 1st. Last year I went to Greytown.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, to do my 50th different events and my cow run. So
yes, you did a cow. Yes.
Specifically for the cows.
Nice. And the cows were there.
Yes, they did not disappoint.
That's right. We got a little decal for you to wear, I think, as well. We had the cow signs at the start and that. Oh, that was great. That's right. I remember that. Nice.
And it's one of the smaller events in New Zealand, which is really awesome for getting to know like everyone who's at your parkrun, I suppose.
Yes, we do have a smallish crowd. We average 40 to 50. Our highest has been 81 so far, but we find that 2/3 of our people then go to the cafe afterwards, so we've sort of built this nice community as well. So that's been really rewarding.
You're going to the Offering, that's the name of the cafe, was a highlight for me. I think we were there for 2 hours.
We had a great chat. A couple coffees I think were had and some breakfast, but they've been really good for us. It's a big space inside, and there's this massive table in the middle that they reserve for us every week. So we routinely bring 30-40 people there on a Saturday morning, so they like us, but
donuts.
We like them.
Yeah, they do donuts there.
They do donuts as well. They're really good, yes. Yeah.
And I know that you were one of the originals at Lower Hutt's very first park run.
I was there very first park run in New Zealand, number one, in Lower Hutt. I used to live over there, and so that's where we started. And there was quite a competition for a while, and I think the one person did 19 in a row before missing one. So it started there in 2012. I read about it in the newspaper and just decided to show up, and it's been a life-changing experience. Yeah. It's just amazing. You can turn up and not pay anything and get a timed result. It's awesome.
You only got your 100 quite recently.
Well, yeah, I got to 50 very quickly, and then I moved over the hill into Wairarapa and became an event director, and you don't run when you do that. So I did get to my 100 just a couple of weeks ago. So that was quite an achievement. I'm very proud of that. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Now, one thing I know that the pod listeners like to hear is a top 3 of park runs that you've run at. So let's hear your top 3.
Well, the home one has to be number 1. So Greytown, I think, is number 1. Lower Hutt is a close second because I've done it, I think, 67 times. So that's the one I've done the most, obviously, because I started there. It has its own challenges. There's a lot of wind that comes off the river. So that usually you run back into a headwind, so they call it the parkrun northerly because you're going back to the north at the finish. And I would say Taupo is number 3. I haven't done your parkrun officially, but Taupo is really pretty around the lake. So I would say those are my top 3. I have done one in the UK, but not Bushy Park. So
which one did you do there?
I did Horsham.
Okay.
Yeah, that's nice. It's in a reserve, and you do 3 laps on that. I would say Flaxmere would be a close 4th, though. I really like the park that Flaxmere is in. The trees are really welcoming, and the people there are just amazing.
Well, we'll have to get you back here when parkrun's on officially, so you can put us in your top 3.
Absolutely, you would definitely be in the top 3. This landscape is just amazing.
Cool. Well, thanks for your time, Dave.
Oh, thanks, Alison. Cheers.
Hello, Parkrun Adventurers. This is Mark reporting in for the Channel 5 News crew, and today we are at Batemans Bay Parkrun. We come here every year for the Canberra Day long weekend with the rest of Canberra to visit the south coast, and so we're at Batemans Bay Parkrun, and today is event number 209, and on average they have 62.5 parkrunners each week, but I expect some big numbers today here with a lot of tourists from Canberra for the long weekend. They've got an average finish time of 31:14. This parkrun runs along the water's edge. It's kind of like a double out and back course, but we'll go have a run and have a chat to a few of the other parkrunners that are here today. Got Graham here at the finish line at Batemans Bay. How was your run?
Pretty good. I've been over for a wedding, and I think I've celebrated the wedding a bit too hard. But no, it was a really good run, nice and flat. Really liked it, really enjoyed it. It was great.
First time at Batemans Bay?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, first time out this way for sure. Yeah, no, it was really good. Everyone's pretty welcoming too.
Well, that's just parkrun for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Where's home parkrun?
Wynyard in Tassie on the beautiful northwest coast. Yeah, we usually get about 40 runners roughly a week. We've got a beach section in our track which is a bit more challenging, but I love it. Yeah, it's great.
Have you got out and done many other parkruns in Tasmania?
Yeah, I've done about 8, I think. It's my goal this year to do them all, to get round them all and just have a look and meet all the different people and that. Yeah, I've done a few around Australia. Yeah, it's a great thing. I really love it.
Without naming your home parkrun in your top 3, which would be your top 3 parkruns?
Definitely be Albert Park in Victoria around the lake, Risdon Brook in southern Tassie. I did another one in Adelaide, I think it was Glenelg. That was nice too, very similar to this, run along the sea beside the marina and that. Yeah, it's very nice.
Well, thanks for having a chat. We might bump into you. We'll be in Tassie in a couple of weeks, so not sure which parkrun's exactly we're going to do yet, but yeah, we might see you down there.
No worries at all. Yep, come and see us. We'll welcome you with open arms.
All right, now I'm with Penny. Good morning, Penny.
Hi, Mark. How are you going?
Good, thank you. So you're from Wagyu Bridge Parkrun as well, and what brought you to Batemans Bay today?
Oh, we're camping up at Lake Taburi with a few other families, and we've actually brought all 12 of them down to parkrun with us today. 4 of them brand new to parkrun, and they've all had a lot of fun.
Well done, bringing some more people into the parkrun family. And I did turn around at one point and I saw half of Canberra here, we all knew.
Yeah, it was strange running into people we knew.
Oh, it's not unusual at Batemans Bay though, is it? Is this your first time here?
It is actually, yeah. We've not made it down to Batemans before.
And what did you think?
I reckon it would be a good course to do a PB on. I had 5 kids with me, so it was fairly slow.
Yes.
Sprint finish once Dad took over. But yeah, it was a pretty course.
You're all holding hands the whole course. That's bit of a challenge.
Yes. Running with a 5-year-old and a 4-year-old. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, well, this course does, it's a PB for my wife Nicole and for young James. But no PB today, but that's all right. There's always another day. Last week, where were you last week?
Dubbo last week, yes, well, you remember. I've done a few different parkruns the last few weeks. North Park's Oval a couple of weeks before that for their second parkrun.
Yeah. So what's your report on parks?
The course was a little bit long. It had been raining before we went, so the mud was a bit slippery. But I think I'm keen to go back and try it again. It's at a better time.
And how did you find Dubbo? It's a pretty good course down by the river.
That was really pretty. I was surprised because I assumed stupidly that being by the river meant it was going to be flat. Yeah. And as soon as I arrived and they showed us around, you could quite quickly see that it wasn't quite as flat, but it was a good run nonetheless.
Do you have any plans for tourism next week?
I'm run director at Wagyu Bridge next week, so back to home.
Good to see you volunteering as well as the tourism. Yay for volunteers.
Yep, keeps it ticking over.
That's it, it does. Yeah, we can't do parkrun without the volunteers. So if you're out there touristing, make sure you're putting your hand up and volunteering as well, and consider volunteer tourism. So, all right, Penny, thank you. We'll see you back at home one day.
See you then. Thanks, Mark.
All right, I'm with Tim now, who is the run director. Good morning, Tim. How are you?
How are you, Mark? Yeah, good, thanks, mate.
It's a nice day down at Batemans Bay today for parkrun. How was it for you?
Brilliant day, perfect conditions, really. Yeah, light wind. The wind's only just started to get up now, so yeah, the most of it was perfect running conditions. So hence we saw a pretty quick first finisher. I think he was 18.5 minutes or something like that. That's pretty quick.
There was a few fast runners out there. We had one of our local gun runners from Canberra who came in second place behind him, so it's good to see.
Oh, yep. Yeah, he looked pretty fit second place. Yeah.
It was a big Canberra contingent today for the Canberra Day long weekend, as would be expected. How long have you been involved with Batemans Bay Parkrun?
3 years.
3 years?
Yeah. It would be the first 6 months as a participant and regular volunteer, and then probably 2.5 years as run director / ED now.
Okay. And what got you into parkrun in the first place?
Yeah, good question. So it was a mother-in-law of mine who literally dragged me along to parkrun, and I just could never understand why people ran for enjoyment. I never understood why people just made a choice to go out and run. So that was me. I was never a runner. I couldn't fathom why people did it, but that was before I knew how good it was and before I actually did it, gave it a go myself. So hence, she dragged me along with her and I went along with her. That was to foster parkrun. And I ran it, and from then on, I was absolutely addicted to it, and I still love running to this day, 3 years after. So, it was awesome. So that judgment of runners and why people do it, I fell right into. I know exactly why they do now.
Yeah.
So I understand it from both perspectives. The sedentary perspective as to not understanding why people exercise so much or run so much, but I also understand why you can have the other end of the spectrum of people who can get quite obsessed about it. There's no doubt about it as well, but I understand it from both perspectives. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there can be a few obsessive people within parkrun with tourism and challenges. But we might be some of those people, but that's okay.
Absolutely, we need those types. That's for sure.
And so for our listeners, do you want to describe the Batemans Bay Parkrun course for us?
Yeah, fairly quick. If you want to break a PB, your 5K PB, it would be definitely, you'd be up for a chance of doing that here at this course. It's fairly level, predominantly concrete / bitumen with a little grass section. The grass section's only fairly brief. But it's all in all, I'd say a quick course, and along the water's edge, the ocean's edge, it's a very pleasant course as well, with a great outlook. But hit it on the right sunny day like we have today, and it's awesome for both runners and walkers. I think I might be a little bit biased, but it's pretty good. It's quite a good course. Yeah, I think so.
No, it is a good course, and if you're on the south coast of New South Wales, definitely recommend checking out Batemans Bay Parkrun. Thank you much for your time, Tim, and thanks for Parkrun today.
Thank you, Mark. It's awesome what you do, and we really appreciate it, and I'm sure Parkrun does also. Thank you. Thanks for your effort.
All right, Parkrun adventurers, that's us done here at Batemans Bay. We're off to go find some breakfast and coffee. We'll talk to you next time on the Parkrun Adventurers podcast.
G'day Parkrun Adventurers, it's Lyndell here, and today I am checking in from the nearly new but not quite new SS Koopa Trail parkrun. This parkrun is located on Bribie Island on the shores of the Pumice-Stone Passage. Pumice-Stone Passage runs between Bribie Island and the mainland of Queensland, and we're in the Moreton Bay region, which is about an hour or so, an hour and a bit's drive north of Brisbane. Now there is quite a crowd gathering here. I said that it is not quite brand new, but relatively new. I am at parkrun number 8 for SS Koopa Trail parkrun. You got it, I'm here for the Wilson Index. I'm hoping that one day the Informant might mention me, but who knows when that will be. I'm going to check in, do the parkrun, and talk to some people later on. Alrighty, just in after finishing SS Koopa Trail parkrun. That is really a mouthful, isn't it? So I'm here with a gang from Bribie on the Run. What's your names?
Hilary Rose, Sarah Moyle, Mel Stewart,
Richard Fagrelli.
Now, tell me about Bribie on the Run. What's the story there?
We're just a like-minded group of people, both men and women, that enjoyed running, so we thought we should run together because that would be more encouraging. So hence, just Bribie on the Run came about one day after a few runs and a few rums.
I was going to ask about rum because on your shirts you've got Bribie on the Rum with an exclamation mark after it.
That's Bribie on the Run.
With an exclamation mark, but it looks surprisingly like Bribie on the Rum. Is that a happy coincidence, or was it planned that way?
Happy coincidence, definitely.
All right, so you guys have been running here at SS Koopa since it started. Have you been to any other park runs?
I've been to, Ocean View and North Harbour, Central Lakes, Redcliffe, North Lakes.
So a few...
Mullaney was a great run, yes.
Oh, haven't been there yet. Okay, so I'm going to put somebody on the spot here. Does somebody want to name their top 3 that isn't their home park run?
Ocean View, Nambour, and let's say Redcliffe.
So 2 hilly ones, 1 flat one?
That's right.
I don't mind a hilly park run. My home's at Bunyaville, so...
look, it keeps it interesting. It's different from flat Bribey, so something different, yeah.
It's a pretty nice course here, though, along the Pumice Stone Passage. On a clear day, it's a bit cloudy today, but on a clear day you'd get a view of the Glasshouse Mountains.
You do, yes. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. And the bridge and the water, yeah, really pretty.
Yeah.
Island that way.
And Morton Island out across the bay. So I might, not sure what else to ask you. What else would you like to tell me about your home park run? Hey, I've got a question. Who or what is SS Koopa?
Yeah, that's a big question, isn't it?
SS Koopa used to be the barge that come across when the bridge wasn't here.
Someone knows. Okay, so there is a bridge between the mainland and Bribey Island, but before that there was SS Koopa. Yeah. Excellent.
And the footpath is SS Koopa along the front here.
So it's called, yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's really nice, isn't it? A bit of local history. All right, well, thank you guys for talking to me on the Parkrun Adventurers podcast. I hope you get a bit more adventuring in. Enjoy your park running.
Thank you.
Alrighty, now I found a couple of likely ladies from the Bribey Island Roadrunners and Walkers Club. So locals here, what's your name?
Debbie. And I'm Kathy.
And you are here at SS Koopa Trail Parkrun, but this is not your first rodeo. How did you get into parkrun and what's your parkrun story?
I started at Kawana, so I know Mel.
Oh,
yes.
awesome.
Hi, Mel. And then we moved to Bribey.
Yeah.
So we all got together and wanted to get one for Bribey. But yeah, we were doing a lot off Bribey. We just all meet, carpool and go to different ones each week.
Okay,
And I was part of the Bribey Island Road Runners and Walkers Club, and Kevin and Elaine would continually tell us about the brilliant park runs happening around the place, and I then decided to carpool with them, and I have visited many on the Sunshine Coast and in Brisbane, and I got hooked. I love it.
Very good.
Look, I tell you what, there's worse things to be hooked on than parkrun, isn't there?
Yeah, no,
That's good. She likes it.
I love to, see my times each week and try and make sure I beat those times every week.
Yep.
It's, motivating.
Okay, now you've both done a bit of adventuring. Apart from your home parkrun, so you're not allowed to mention Kawana or SS Koopa. Okay, can you give me a top 3 of your favourite parkruns?
Oh, I can definitely. Ocean View Estates at Mount Mee, even though it's hilly and very hard, I just love the scenery while you're running. The other one that I really love is actually North Harbour Park Run, where you run along the Caboolture River in with the cows. And the third one is actually... it's down along the Brisbane River. New Farm? Yeah, New Farm. It's along the Brisbane River again. The scenery. Yeah. And the people. I always love all the people I talk to.
Yeah, me too. It's one of the things about parkrun, isn't it, where it's really fine if you just start chatting to someone. It's one of the really lovely things about parkrun, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, over to you for your top 3.
I do love Nambour and Glasshouse Conservation. I love that one as well. That's really relaxing.
It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous, just the scenery. And probably Mullaney. I want to get back up to Mullaney one. That was nice as well. Just in the bush there, it's nice.
Fantastic. Mullaney's on my list. I haven't been there yet. Yeah. All right. And so we've talked a little bit about the community. How would you guys say the community is here at SS Koopa? I know it's only a new park run, but do you feel it building here?
It's great. Yeah, I think so, don't you? Yeah,
very friendly. Very friendly. The best community I think I've met.
Better than your running and walking club?
Oh, it's a bit of both, isn't it? Everyone's here. Yeah. Well, mostly. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, no, it's nice to meet new people. And also have your friends that we already know. But yeah, it's lovely actually, because each time you run, you chat to other people and hear about other runs and people's lives.
Absolutely. That's so great. Well, thank you so much, ladies, for chatting to me on the Parkrun Adventurers. Nice to meet old friends as well as meet new friends on the podcast. Fantastic. And keep enjoying your running.
Thank you very much.
Alrighty, I have finally tracked down the event director and today's run director. Just introduce yourself.
Elaine Rogers.
Colin Hatfield.
Now, Colin, first time in the RD vest today.
Yes, it was a baptism of fire, but it was good fun.
You're still smiling.
Yes, I know. It's a grimace. No, it was good fun. I really enjoyed it, actually.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So, Elaine,
we're
how
tell
many
him the bad news because he hasn't set the results up yet, so that's still to come.
So he hasn't got a pass mark yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Only 50%.
50%. Oh, I'm sure you can turn that around. There's still a job. I believe in you.
Oh, that's good.
All right. Yes. Yeah. All right. So this is good news. You've got another run director. How is the event team going here at SS Koopa Trail Parkrun?
Really, really good. We've had a lot of support from the Bribie Island Roadrunners and Walkers Club. Probably without them we couldn't have got it off the ground to start with and kept it running. They have multiple blue shirts here every week, which is great. So yeah, thank you to all them. And we're slowly getting new people in. So
fantastic. Well, you're only 8 weeks old.
That's right, yes. Got a long way to go yet.
Long way to go. So tell us about the course here and the journey to get this parkrun set up.
Well, with the walking group, the Bribie Island group, we had a discussion and we started going off the island on a Saturday to do different parkruns. And people kept saying, we should have one on the island, we should have one on the island. So my husband and I, Kevin, we decided, okay, we'll get it started. And everybody chipped in and helped out. Then it was just a bit hard getting the course because on the island we have lots of roads, we have lots of boat ramps, so that's why it's a 2-course lap along the passage, which we think is pretty spectacular and a lovely spot to go for a swim after you run. So yeah,
I would agree. It is a lovely spot. It's a bit cloudy today, but normally you'd have a beautiful view of the Glasshouse Mountains, which is absolutely spectacular on any given day.
And then you get the bridge, to turn the other way, you've got the bridge, so I think you've got the best of the island right here.
Yeah, it really is a lovely course, so well done on picking this. Now, all this venturing off the island pre-parkrun on Bribie Island, tell us some stories about your adventures.
Well, my husband and I are originally from Melbourne. We've been up here for 3 years. So while we were living in Melbourne, we used to do the Maribyrnong Parkrun. That was our home base. But we also travelled quite a bit with our slide-on camper. So we made sure every Friday night we were somewhere where there was a parkrun the next day.
Yes.
So multitudes. We've done beach, we've done bush, we've done trail, we've done path and grass. And yeah, so we've done quite a bit. We take our dog with us each week. And she just loves it. So, yeah, we've really enjoyed our journey with parkrun.
All right, so can you name for me your top 3 parkruns that are not your home parkrun?
Top 3. I'd have to say Shell Harbour would have to be one of my favourite.
Oh, there you go, Olly.
That's bush, beach, grass, hills, and a track, a bit of everything. Really enjoy Nambour. Go up and talk to Fluffy and see how she's going or he's going. Oh, what would be the third one?
It's tough, isn't it? It's really hard to just put you on the spot. Anybody else like to chip in a third one or their own top 3?
We like the Glasshouse Mountains one. That's one of our favourites.
Yes.
That's a great one. Really is nice. North Harbour's great. So if you like the cross-country kind of thing, that's really good. I come first there, so that's why I like it. And then probably Caboolture. Caboolture's good. It's just a hard run in the heat.
Yeah.
But no, that'd be my top 3.
That's the one. What's the name of the one at Caboolture? It's not called Caboolture, is it?
Central
Lakes, yes.
Yeah, but that's a good one.
And Peache's really good because Peachy has the shade and it has some really tough hills. Just when you think you finish the hills, you get another one thrown in right at the end.
I think they refer to them as mounds of opportunity at Peachtree.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
They're very... Yeah, but it's good. There's a lot of great ones around, and even some of the ones in Victoria. We enjoyed Shepparton while we were down there, which is around the lake. You know, they're all very scenic, and I think that the organisers of every parkrun really look at the site that they're going to place them on, and everyone's done a fantastic job. We did one in Germany, no? Stockholm. We did a park run in Stockholm.
Fantastic.
And that was a great, great experience to do one overseas. So, it's just a fantastic event. Concept.
Love being able to go anywhere in the world and just and still get registered.
You take your barcode anywhere. Have barcode, will travel.
Yeah. That's it.
And everybody is so friendly. It doesn't matter, the rollies, the people there, you can stop and talk to anybody, and we wear our club shirts, so everyone says, oh, you're from Bribie Island, so that's a good thing too.
Yeah. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for parkrun, for SS Koopa Trail Park Run. That's right, isn't it?
SS
Koopa Trail Park Run. Oh gosh, yes. I did get the story. SS Koopa was the barge that used to cross Palmerstone Passage, so well named. Thank you very much, and hopefully I'll be back here again another time.
Thank you.
That'd be great. You're always welcome.
Yes.
And it was great to hear from you, Olly, at Greenway Parkrun, plus Alison from... Where was Alison from? She was doing a freedom run at Puarenga.
That's right.
With Dave White.
Yeah, so a bit of New Zealand parkrun royalty and the EDs out there making the most of a weekend without parkrun in New Zealand. Once again, won't say anything further except I hope it was a nice not parkrun.
No, it was good to hear from Dave. I enjoyed that, and he gave his top 3 in New Zealand, which were Greytown, Lower Hutt and Torpo.
I'd always pronounced it or read it as Torpo, which would be stunning around that lake. I still think any parkrun in New Zealand would be fantastic, but I'm really curious about Greytown as well after that. So the list keeps growing.
And we had Marvellous Mark coming to us from Batemans Bay for the Canberra Day long weekend, and it sounds like there was an inundation of Canberrans in the area, Olly.
Well and truly, and many holding hands, which was lovely to hear. And Lyndell at SS Koopa Trail, which I'd actually been quite curious around where that particular name came from.
I know. It was the barge that went across before the bridge was built, Olly. Is that correct?
That's right. And what was it called? The Palmerstone Passage?
Oh,
yeah.
You're telling me.
But no, some fascinating history there, and I looked up the pictures there. It looks like another beautiful location as well. So look, thank you everyone for those roving reports.
I know, great, and we really appreciate them all. But hey, Olly, we surprised everybody this week with our Saturday morning post. We had our online cafe launch.
Yeah, which was nice. Being off, having coffee and then something other than coffee, my not coffee. Afterwards, it was nice to connect with some other parkrunners adventuring around at Daz's Cafe.
Yes, Daz's Cafe. So Daryl was so popular through my Alice Pellis not parkruns, through the parkrun pause, and he just sat and looked so forlorn, like he was really missing out on the parkrun fun. So he just needed to be involved. He is now the face of our Saturday morning parkrun cafe.
Oh, and he makes a pretty mean piccolo too. So thanks, Daz. I appreciate that. I won't lie. Usually it's a bucket of a latte for me, but Daz is leading me down the right path of trying the skinny piccolo instead. As always, he had the fashion sense too.
Yes, somebody asked me about his background. What do you call it, Olly?
Do you mean to say Daz's ethnicity?
Yes, his ethnicity. But really, the moustache, I mean, hello, they're quite trendy these days, the moustache, you got to admit.
Yeah.
So it's just him being a hipster barista.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it goes totally with the pinstripes too. So I'll have to take a bit of fashion tip from Dazza there.
So I can explain to everybody, the idea behind our Saturday morning post is that there would be a lot of people out there that don't have the benefit of being able to go after parkrun to the cafe, because you might have to race home to take over carers' duties for the kids. You might have to race off to work. You might have kids' sporting activities, and you just can't go to the cafe. But wherever you are, you might be able to jump on your phone and connect with us in an online format. So come and tell us how your morning was. Engage with us in our online cafe.
And look, let us know your coffee order too, even. So whether it's a photo from your parkrun or your not parkrun in this case, or exactly that. If it's a picture of your coffee, it's just nice to connect and nice to share in a bit of that post parkrun hangout that is always nice at a cafe.
Yeah, just some of that post parkrun chat that you might not necessarily get to do in a real sense, but we can help out with an online sense.
I found it quite handy. Certainly, we heard from a lot of parkruns, so there were about a dozen or so parkruns and a couple of not parkruns, Mel, that we heard from. Good to see the picture from Puarenga there from our roving report crew, and also the parkrun that didn't happen at the beaches.
Oh, the beaches. They had a boat on course. Now, that might have to be the most unusual. I don't know how you rate the most unusual cancellations, Olly, but when I saw Peter Pullman share the photo of the reason for their cancellation, which was a boat beached in the middle of their course, I thought, wow, that's unique.
You wouldn't want to be that boat owner, but clearly they've had a rough trot at the beaches. We hope that they can have a bit. No, I'm not going to say it. Actually, I was going to say a little more consistency of their course.
Olly. No. Stand down.
But also the essential sausage roll photo as well. So good to hear the reports of some of the different food for post-parkrun and indeed the elements.
Chris Fraser, he gave a fabulous report. So I jumped over to the Aussie tourism group and saw the report that Chris did for Pioneer Dairy, was it?
Yes.
That was a fabulous report. He had some wonderful photos that gave a really good insight into what the course was like. Oh, plus, Chris is known for his post-parkrun.
The bakery report?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Thank you, Olly. Chris loves his bakeries and he loves his sausage rolls and lamingtons. So always good to hear from Chris in that respect.
Lovely to hear from you all, and look, keep sharing. I've picked up a few tips, the pram-friendly park runs and where we can find chickens. So I think we're going to keep finding out a lot, Mel.
That's the plan.
Yes.
Come back next weekend. The cafe's going to be open.
That's right. Just dial up Dazza, and we'll see you all on Parkrun Day, hopefully, at the cafe.
And it was the weekend for International Women's Day, Olly.
It was. And look, we're even recording this on International Women's Day. So how fitting and happy International Women's Day, Mel, but more so thank you, as I think the driving force behind this podcast. I think this particular podcast, actually, now that I mention it, has been very fortunate to have some incredible women at its helm and part of the Channel 5 news crew and part of the wider family. Yeah, it was nice to see some acknowledgement at Parkrun across the country, certainly, and beyond for International Women's Day, and to show some acknowledgement.
Thanks, Olly. I certainly see myself as the custodian for the podcast. Obviously, the fabulous Mel Urbacher has made all the groundwork for this wonderful podcast and has graciously entrusted it to us. And we take our hat off to Mel. We hope Mel had a wonderful International Women's Day herself.
On that note, certainly extend that acknowledgement and thanks to all of the great women of Parkrun. I know I can certainly thank a lot of the event team at Shell Harbour and all of my other park friends out there in the Parkrun world for everything that they do.
Lots of fabulous women involved in Parkrun, Olly. But someone who's not a female, I don't know, how do we throw from here to the informant?
I'm not sure there's a natural segue, except to say that we're pretty sure he's not a woman. Much to his disadvantage, perhaps, but...
Much mystery surrounds the identity of the informant.
That's right. So I think it's time now we catch up with our regular source of the parkrun facts that you may have missed. Let's catch up with the informant.
This is the informant. These are unofficial stats. They may differ from the stats you read elsewhere. They are only current at the time they are collected, with a 100% chance of an error from time to time. There was one event launched this week, Cascades on Clyde Wetlands in Victoria. However, with New Zealand under lockdown, all other stats are down. We had 429 runs held worldwide. 385 were in Australia, the remainder taking place in Japan, Russia and the Falkland Islands. Down under, we had 46,862 runners out of 48,271 worldwide. We had 7,633 PBs, while 2,143 people participated for the first time. 200 reached their 50 milestone, 118 reached their 100 milestone, and 14 people reached their 250 milestone. We have 10 new statespeople this week. In the ACT, we have Philip Hogland, Michael Smith, Brian Thomas, who ran at Coombs, Mount Ainslie and Gungahlin respectively, while at Waggy Bridge we have Tracy Scarlett Arundel, Neil Hewitt, Chris Gammon, Hilary Caldwell and Ricky Somerville. We have one new Northern Territorian, Roger Hinton, who ran at Darwin. In Tasmania we have Brendan Peel, who ran at White Mark Wharf. Brendan is currently the only parkrunner to hold statesmanship in 3 states, with the others being ACT and Northern Territory. The biggest movers on the most Aussie New Zealand events list are Tony Caglione, Bruce Flaherty and Gary Light, who jumped 11 spots from being ranked 204 to 193. In the top 20 there is a bit of shuffling. Last week's 3-way tie for 18th is broken as Robin Rishworth ran at Fair Park Reserve to be 18th outright, dropping Brendan's and Janine Sellers 19th. The 2-way tie for 14th is now a 2-way tie for 13th, with Tony Jennings moving up 1 to draw level with Kathleen Wallington, leaving Neil Schultz down 1 in 15th. Alan Burrell moves up 1 to 9th after running gained a Riverwalk. Gary Nisbet drops from equal 8th to be equal 9th with Alan, and Aaron Hardy drops from equal 6th to 7th. Phew! Biggest Wilson mover of the week is Ian Krasker, who increased his index from 27 to 109. A huge move of 82. Last week's Cowcop stats caused a bit of hurt over ACT Way. It seems that there is actually a member down that way, so they are on 1 and par with New Zealand. Except not par, because New Zealand is nice, with hobbits and stuff, while the ACT is too hot, unless it's too cold, and it's always too dry. It wouldn't even exist if New South Wales didn't have to give up a bit of land for the Federation, but I digress. Michael Charlton is in fact an ACT runner with Tuggeranong registered as his home. The reason for this mix-up is that there is no way to get a person's nominated home run from parkrun pages. For my stats, I use the parkrun that someone has attended the most. In Michael's case, he had 107 events at 107 different locations. Because he has attended all the events just the once, the first one he attended was the one that is used, which happened to be in New South Wales. Fix for next time. Sorry, not sorry. Moving on, another listener question. This time, Jack Corkle asked, who has run the most parkruns without completing stopwatch bingo? Well, Jack, this is very interesting. I'm just using Australian New Zealand runners here. The fastest we've had to call bingo is 114. The slowest is 404. The average number of runs taken is 220. Of course, the theoretical probable average is 280. This indicates that there may be a bit of fudging and waiting at the finish line for the numbers to come up. The informant doesn't like that idea, but of course it's up to the individual, and no harm is done either way. If you're keen to look at those stats in more detail, they can be found on my blog at theinformant.me. That's The Informant, all one word, .me. This has been The Informant, and my spreadsheet is bigger than yours.
And thanks, as usual, from The Informant. ACT is copping the sass this week, Olly.
Yeah, that sass is back. And, was that a correction or an admission from The Informant, Mel?
I'm not sure, but it's no coincidence that Michael Charlton was at Ted Scobie Oval with me this week, and I ran with him.
Ah.
Definitely a really lovely man. I did interview Michael at Mansfield Botanic Parkrun in January of 2019 because I spotted him wearing his ugly Christmas singlet.
Aha. Yes. Yeah, unmistakable, isn't it?
It is. It's a really good way to spot the listeners, and I have to say that this week at Ted Scobie, Michael was there in his apricot parkrun shirt, which says, the apricots that we could have branded.
The self-branded ones, yes, yeah.
Yes,
sorry, Mel.
yes, that's okay. So Michael says 100% parkrun adventurer.
Nice. Well, yeah, look, Michael pops up everywhere, so I'm not surprised, and I'm very jealous. I long promised myself to get one, and I still haven't, Mel.
Yeah, and I had actually enjoyed to run part of the course with Michael and noticed that by the time he finished his park run, he wasn't wearing his apricot anymore. He'd whipped it off, and underneath he had his fluffy version of the ugly Christmas singlet.
So he did the mid-parkrun Superman outfit change.
He did.
Ripped it off, and there it is, fluffy.
Exactly. And as The Informant did rightly point out, Michael has 107 different events from 107 parkruns, so he has not doubled up. It's quite an impressive feat.
That's phenomenal. No, well done, Michael. And look, obviously doing it in style. I will say, Mel, I was actually a little unsure as to which shirt to wear myself. I mean, it's a common parkrun problem when you start collecting all the shirts. So I really wish I'd heard that tip beforehand, because I would have given it a go. In the end, I did opt for fluffy, just incidentally, given it was Mardi Gras weekend, Mardi Gras Day in Sydney. So I thought fluffy just has a nice touch of rainbow. So, but that aside, I'm going to have to employ Michael's method on the shirts, that is. Complete respect for the number of events. It's going to take me a long time to get to that.
Yes, and Michael had mentioned to me that when he can't get to a new event, he just volunteers. So that's also a really good idea.
Oh, it's a nice way to contribute, certainly, and gives him a completely different flavour each time, because volunteering gives you that access to everyone's parkrun day. Everyone that comes past you when you're volunteering, you get to share their parkrun. So that's a nice touch. Good idea.
Yes.
Now, you also volunteered at the weekend on Sunday, didn't you, Mel?
I did. Juniors.
How was juniors?
Okay, Abby came number 17 this week.
Oh.
She got a PB.
Well done, Abby.
I know. Oh, she was so cute. She came up, Mel, I was number 17. And I said, that's great, Abby. And she held out her little hand and showed me the graze, and she said, I fell over, Mel.
Oh.
I know. And my heart kind of went, oh. She said, it's okay. I pushed through.
So would this be Abby's first entry into the Stack Club, Mel?
It must be.
I'm sure it wasn't fantastic way to earn that particular accolade for her, but it sounds like she bounced back. Hopefully not too literally.
And Olly, I've got a feeling that we might have our first roving report not too far away from a Channel 2 news crew member, just quietly.
Ooh. Wow. Branching out.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a real opportunity there to hear some fantastic insights. I know what I've heard before, so I look forward to hearing it again.
Yeah, no, it was a beautiful day. I got down to juniors to set up the course, and with the approach of autumn here in Melbourne, and the mornings are darker. So by the time I arrived down at the course, it was pre-dawn. I just love that pre-dawn time. And the sky's just starting to filter through with its morning light, and there was a twinge of colour in the sky, a bit of a sunrise, and the forest was all calm, and there just, there's nobody around. It's just a beautiful time of morning when I was going out and setting up the course. So the forest was really peaceful. And
there really is something about being in that moment. I mean, any day that's a special moment when the light starts creeping through and you just have that sort of sense of peacefulness.
But yeah, Ollie, that pre-dawn, that's just the most magical time of day as far as I'm concerned. You get sunset, you can get the same colours, you can get magnificent sunsets, but sunset can still have that hustle bustle. It's still a lot of people that are, busy and around. But that time of morning, it's just such a quiet time. Before most people are up and about, it's just very peaceful. I really love it.
Yeah, you and the birds.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And some kangaroos.
Do we have roos on course?
Yes. Yes, we have kangaroos down at Ainsbury. Lots of little bunny rabbits as well, plenty of birds. It's a protected environmental area, so it's teeming with natural wildlife. I don't profess to be able to name everything that's in the forest. I think there's some swallow-tailed somethings.
It sounds like it was a nice morning. On that note, does that mean you'll be volunteering again at Juniors next weekend, Mel?
Yes, Ollie, I'll be there next week.
I really do look forward to getting there one day. I have to tee up that trip to Melbourne. I know my sister has even mentioned that she's listened to the pod now, so now I've got no excuse.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's her name?
That's Lily.
Hi, Lily.
If you're still listening.
And you said last week that you've got a brother as well.
Yeah, brothers and sisters all over the place. I've got a brother up not too far from Curl Parkrun and another one up in Darwin, actually. Yeah, a sister in Melbourne and a sister out in Cornwall. Well, pretty much on the border of Cornwall and is it Devon? I'm going to show my gap in the UK knowledge, so please correct me, which is a nice segue, in fact, Mel. If anyone would like to give me feedback on my UK parkrun geography or UK geography in general, please feel free to email through on the parkrunadventurers@gmail.com. I was going to say the Informant too, but yeah, since we're here, he's got his own page. You know where to find him.
Yes, he's branching out, Ollie.
Yes.
You can find him at theinformant.me.
That's it.
Bambi! Damn it!
Is Bambi winding us up now?
Yeah, that must be the outro music,
yes.
Ollie.
Yeah, there we are. Gone into a percussion theme.
He's telling me it's time for bed, Mum. Hurry up.
All right, Bambi. Well, look, thank you, Mel, for another great week.
No worries, Ollie. I shall look forward to chatting to you again next week. Maybe you'll have another adventure. Who knows?
Who knows?